Have you ever felt like somebody was pulling your strings, making you doubt yourself, or pushing you into decisions that you didn't want to make? If so, you very likely encountered emotional manipulation. It's not always obvious. It can be very subtle, actually, and it may be happening more than you think. It may be showing up at work, it may be showing up at home, and it could be showing up with your friends. Hi, I'm Dr. Julie, a psychologist and relationship coach, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the science of manipulation. The key is knowing what you're looking for. And I'm going to talk with you about the tricks manipulators use to influence you and how you can take back control. So let's get to it. The first thing that they may do is guilt trip you. Manipulators are masterful at making you feel responsible for their happiness. They'll play the victim. They'll remind you of past favors or say things like, after everything I've done for you. Does that sound familiar? They use guilt to make you feel obligated, pushing you into to do things that you're uncomfortable with. This subtle pressure makes it easy for them to get their way while you're left feeling like you owe them something. Remember, someone else's happiness is not your responsibility. By recognizing guilt as a tool, you can stop feeling pressured and stand firm in your boundaries. When this happens and you notice it, just say to yourself, this is a guilt trip, and it'll make you a lot less susceptible to this pressure. Number 2 is complaining. Ever notice how some people are always complaining about how they're being mistreated? Well, that's not a coincidence. Manipulators often whine and vent about how unfairly they're being treated, making it seem a little bit like everybody else is against them. This tactic is very wearing and can make you feel sorry for them. Eventually, you may feel responsible for fixing their problems even when you're not responsible. So keep in mind, you're not responsible for solving anyone else's unhappiness. When you see constant complaints coming from somebody, just take a step back and recognize that they're using this as a play on your empathy and an effort to manipulate you to do what they want you to do. If you're finding this video helpful, help me reach more people who are struggling with this kind of issue by hitting that like button, and make sure you get more tips like these by subscribing to my channel. It really helps the channel grow and helps me get this information out to others. Thanks so much for your support. Okay, the third point is comparing. Have you ever been compared to someone else and felt like you're falling short? We often do this to ourselves, but manipulators will help you out with this. A classic tactic is to make comparisons and say things like, well, why can't you be more like so-and-so? Or they would never do that to me. These comparisons can create a lot of insecurity in you and make you feel like you're not good enough or you're not doing enough. We all do these to ourselves naturally, but when someone else is doing it to you, it's designed to emphasize your deficiencies, to make you go out of your way to prove them wrong and to prove that you're good enough. So be on the lookout for being compared to others and don't let it define you. You are enough as you are, and someone else's opinion is not going to determine your value. Number 4, lying and denying. You know that feeling when you're sure something happened, but they're completely denying it? Well, that's gaslighting. And manipulators are going to use it to twist the truth or flat out deny something that you've done. It's meant to make you question your version of reality. They'll say things like, I never said that, or you're imagining things when you ask them about it. And before you know it, you're doubting your own version of reality. You're doubting what you remember. But what you want to do is trust your perception. When someone else is constantly making you doubt the way you see things, it's time to take a step back and recognize this is a tactic for what it is. This is straight up manipulation. Number 5, they like to exploit your weaknesses. They know your soft spots, and they're not going to hesitate to use them against you. Whether it's your need for validation, your fear of conflict, your insecurities, they're going to exploit this weakness to control you. They're going to push you to give up something important or use your vulnerability to make you more dependent on them. It's a very subtle way to keep you under their influence. So what you want to do is be very aware of what makes you vulnerable, and don't let others use that against you. Strengthening your self-awareness is the first step towards breaking free of manipulation. You can learn more about what makes you vulnerable to manipulation in my video, Are You Easy to Manipulate? You'll see a link in the description. Number 6, they will pull the location advantage. Have you ever felt off balance when you're in somebody else's space? It's a little bit like being called into the principal's office. Well, this isn't an accident. Manipulators will often invite you into their space, their territory, whether that's their home, their office, or a place where they feel comfortable and you don't. This is a power play. You need to recognize it for what it is. They know that you're outside of your comfort zone and that you're less likely to stand up for yourself here. But keep in mind that your power does not change with your location. So whether you're in their space or yours, your boundaries are the same. Recognizing this and knowing it ahead of time as you're going into their space can prevent you from being susceptible to this form of manipulation. Okay, number 7, exaggeration and generalization. You always do this. Have you ever heard that one? Well, exaggeration and generalization are common manipulation tactics. A manipulator will make sweeping statements like, "You never help me, you never listen to me, everybody thinks you're difficult," in order to overwhelm you. These statements make the problem seem a lot bigger than it is, making it harder for you to defend yourself. But don't get caught in this trap of overgeneralization. You want to break down their claims and address the specifics instead of getting defensive. This is going to help you stay grounded, which is really important because this tactic is meant to throw you off your feet. You're going to say things like, "Oh, well, last week I did this," to refute something that they may have claimed that you never do. Okay, number 8, cruel humor and passive aggression. So when the manipulator says something inaccurate or offensive and you challenge them, they say it's just a joke. But you're not getting the punchline, right? Cruel humor, which is often sarcasm or teasing, is yet another way that manipulators use to undermine your confidence. If you try to express discomfort, they'll brush it off as just joking. It's kind of another form of gaslighting, to be honest with you. And similarly, passive aggressive behavior, like backhanded compliments or sulking, not talking to you, can be used to control the situation without directly addressing the problem. I did a whole video on passive aggressive behavior to get a better understanding. So check out this video. The link is in the comments. You don't want to dismiss your feelings here. If the joke hurts, it hurts. It's not funny. And if somebody's passive aggressive behavior leaves you feeling guilty, that's manipulation. So set clear boundaries, communicate when behavior crosses the line. It may not stop them, but when you stand up for yourself, you're getting better at warding off this manipulation tactic in the future. Bottom line is, manipulation is about control. It's about making you feel small and powerless and questioning your worth. It's about getting you to do what the manipulator wants you to do, and that's usually something in their favor or to their benefit. But now you know the tricks. You can recognize them for what they are, and you can take back your power. You can set boundaries, you can trust your reality, and do not let anybody push you into a corner. You're in control of your emotions, your decisions, and your life. Don't let them do that for you. Make sure you check out the description for the links to the videos that I mentioned earlier. If this video helped you recognize manipulation or could help somebody you know recognize it, be sure to hit the like button and share it with others. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's going to help the channel grow and get these tips out to more people who need it. Take care, stay strong, and have an amazing week.